All right. Good evening, ladies and D-gents. Happy Black Friday. Happy holidays to you guys. I am Steve Big Bucks Beta of the Distinguished D-Gents podcast. Joining me as always is my partner in crime, the co-host of the Distinguished D-Gents. It's Jason Monty Mansmann. J-E-T-S.
Sucks.
What a shit performance by the Jets. And thank you for my best bet finally fucking hitting once again. What a rebound.
I told you.
Good. And by the way, first half, what a suck out. Like, normally we start with the recap of like the early games, but I feel like we just really need to hammer down this Jets game literally after we just watched it. Was that not the suck out of all suck outs? A 100-yard Fail Mary.
I've heard it referred to as the Hail Mary online, so I don't know if that's going to stick or not, but that might be the Hail Mary.
I've heard Fail Mary, Hail Mary. I kind of like Fail Mary personally. I mean,
there was a Fail Mary, though, if you remember with the replacement refs when the Seahawks won.
Oh, yeah. That's
might
true.
Be copyrighted already, but
the hell Murray, Mary.
That was funny as shit. Like I knew I was watching him, and I'm like, oh shit, there's that first half bet's gonna hit.
Well, he intercepted it, and I was just like, okay, he's gonna slide, he'll get tackled, he'll run out of bounds, and I'm like, all right, whatever. Like bet's dead. Mind you, I bet a unit on the first half because, like, I know you really loved it. So I was like, fuck. And we had it in our unfortunate Thanksgiving DJ parlay. It was the last leg. I was like, you know what? Let's try and get something out of this. Here's a unit. Fucking bullshit pick six. And I'm like, God damn it. Like, fucking Tua. Here he goes again. This is why I didn't like it. Moving on, and finally, so he gets the pick, and I'm like, okay, this is funny, haha, like whatever. And then he keeps running, and I'm just like, oh, like okay, like, and then he's running, he's dodging guys, and I'm like, okay, like this is cool. Like, mind you, I had the Dolphins defense on fantasy, so I'm just like, great, give me the yards, I'll take it, whatever. And then he gets out of bounds. I'm like, all right, he's about to run it. Nope. Blows past him. Keeps going. And I'm just like, no fucking way. And he takes it 100 fucking yards to the house and gets a pick six, 100 yards. If that is not just the picture perfect definition of the Jets season, I don't know what else is.
I don't know, like, have you ever seen an interception return on a Hail Mary? I can't recall having ever seen one before.
The closest thing I could think of, and it wasn't even a Hail Mary, it was like the 2006, 2005 maybe, like divisional round playoffs. It was the Patriots and the Broncos. And Tom Brady from the 20, I think, he threw a basically a toss-up. I forget which receiver it was at the time. Champ Bailey gets like the pick, and he just takes it yard all the way to the house. But it wasn't even like Hail Mary potential. It was just
think of it, how much harder it is. Like, you're throwing from the 50, right? So, number one, you have a good chance of getting tackled after the Hail Mary just because, like, a bunch of people are jumping for the ball, and you could very easily just get pulled down by the guy next to you. But then they also have a running back and 5 linemen and a quarterback at the 50-yard line who's basically just there to sort of like get in your way and stop you. For them to literally go and like 100 yards. I mean, I've even seen the kick. We've seen the field goal returns back for touchdowns. But even that, you have 9 offensive linemen and basically like 1 athlete on the field who might be able to tackle you. I've never seen.
And if you remember the Miami game when they played the Patriots, you have to remember what was the downfall of that miracle in Miami. It was the fact they put Rob Gronkowski, a heavy set guy who couldn't really get off the sprint and get the acceleration to get the tackle. So even with the field goal kicks, like when you have 12 linemen, I could see a wide receiver outrunning them and just getting the juke. But this wasn't like that. This was straight up just like the normal defense, the normal offensive line getting out there. So you were just expecting a tackle at some point, and it just didn't happen.
You see it all the time. They get to, like, before they get to the 50, you're not even really watching. And then it's like, you said, 35, 30, you're like, okay, here's where it ends. And literally, you saw the quarterback was the last guy left, and I thought Boyle was going to force him out. And then he juked the shit out of him, and I was like, holy shit, he's going to do it. And then I just laughed my ass off because that's the Jets. Like, the Jets
I woke my poor dog up. He was sleeping right next to me, and I was just like, fuck, first half. And I'm running all of a sudden, oh, shit, he's going to get it. Yes. Yeah. And I was just screaming, and my poor dog thought like I was like fucking half dying. Started barking at the door, the poor guy, but no, he's doing good now. Jets first half fail. Miami gets the first half cover. They get the cover overall. They get the win. Tua with another shit performance, though. I mean, I know we can shit on the Jets all day, but like, talk about like Tua with the biggest letdown and like arguably the easiest spot he could have, in my opinion. I mean, am I crazy, or was this just like really bad?
We had a really good first half, and then we really had a really good like first quarter and like 12 minutes of the second half. Or 12 minutes of the second quarter, and then literally the rest of the game was just, I don't know, man. Tua, talk about like a system quarterback. Like, he's got no arm strength. He throws some freaking ducks. And, I mean, God, could you imagine like Josh Allen with that receiving core? Tyreek Hill, Jalen Waddle, Raheem Mostert, Mike McDaniels as a play caller. Like, Josh Allen would literally score 70 every game. Like, Tua is not even good. Tua is not good.
No, you might be right on that. And it pisses me off because I was actually on the side of like maybe Tua had made some improvements. Maybe this is the year he explodes. And in a way, like, he kind of has. His winning record sure as hell shows that like he's made an improvement. But you look at his gameplay, and especially lately, he is reverting back to that rookie year Tua Tagovailoa, who, and again, this is like one of the themes of the Distinguished D-Gents, where the one time I ever gave somebody shit for betting their fucking retirement on a game, they bet on a rookie Tua Tagovailoa against my Broncos -3.5. And I was just like, this is the dumbest fucking play I've ever seen. Like,
yeah.
Oh, this guy loses everything, and he sure shit did.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, no, that's a good point about Tua. Like, you look at Miami the last 4 weeks, like, honestly, you almost throw this game away because I don't know if Miami really played well. I mean, you look at it, and it's a late touchdown at the end of the game where the defense quit. That makes it look like a much bigger score. I mean, it was a 2-touchdown game, and the Jets were a stop away from, like, a chance for a backdoor cover.
The Jets were like 2 seconds away from being one like turnover on downs, 1 3-and-out away from being back in the game. And that literally the Hell Murray, just like, imagine you go into the locker room, the Jets were like hyped, and you just had the sense of like, are the Jets really going to come back? Are they really going to do this? And just the minute he ran that back and they scored, it was just like the life drained out of the Jets.
The Dolphins at that point there too. Like, that should have been a live bet because you knew 17-6 that Jets team was looking for a chance to quit. And
yep. Sure, I really wish we had. But no, so my dumbass, listen to this shit real quick. So my dumbass didn't realize this. I had bet the fucking Dolphins like twice. I had two unit plays on them on 2 separate books, not realizing it. One at 9.5, one at 10. It came down to the fourth quarter when the Jets had the ball, and I think it was like a 10-point game at that time. Or it was a 13-point game, and the Jets had the ball with 4 minutes to go, and I was like, fuck, like, what happens if some bullshit here and like I lose both? So I cashed out of the -10.
Oh.
I think now, mind you, I lost all of like like a tenth of a unit. It was like literally they had given me the win. It wasn't like it was crazy. But like I cashed out of it because I was just like, you know what? I don't want to lose twice. Let me get one and let me let one ride. So that one ended up hitting, but I lost like a tenth of a unit. But all things considered, like I'm actually considering all my Thanksgiving bets, I'm actually up like 5 units right now on the week with Sunday left to go. So I'm hoping we have some good handicaps going into this.
Yeah. This is the first time in a while I'm entering like Sunday up. I've been really like just very unlucky on Thursday. And honestly, we could get into the Thursday games real quick. A lot of fucking games. I did horrible. I got murdered on Thursday.
I'll give you the records before we go into the handicaps because I want people to keep that in the back of their heads when they listen to like what we were thinking and how we went with this. But believe it or not, I went 3-1 ATS, 3-1 money line, 2-2 over under. But we're gonna start with the 12:30 game. It was the Detroit Lions and Green Bay Packers, and this is why like I should have a glass of Blaze with me. And Money Mansmann, I hope you have the Blaze ready to go or have the Blaze ready for your short. I need to do one myself, and here's why. My first words out of my
mouth after this video of the Blaze for Thanksgiving, and like, it's happening.
But moving on, here's what happened with me. I literally said this was a no bet because it was like because you made all the good points with the Lions, and I just was like, look,
that work out for me.
Yeah, and I was like, at the end of the day, it's Packers or nothing for me because it's like Packers plus a high number, and the Lions just tend to choke. Like, so what do? Like, we go to our Dgent Corp, and I'm like, well, Lions money line. I mean, minus 300, whatever the fuck it was. I was like, I really thought the Lions would win, and literally that Green Bay, the first fucking drive, they get that touchdown, and I was like, this game's already over. The first drive happened.
I wasn't there yet because Detroit came back. I think it kicked a field goal, and then Jared Goff fumbled for like the second fucking week in a row.
Fumbled, interceptions, just literally Jared Goff with the turnovers killed this fucking game for them. And this should have been a no play for a reason. I should have just stuck to my guns and said Packers plus 7.5. Bet that. I did 1 unit play on that, but I lost our fucking Dgent Court parlay. I lost another same game parlay. And luckily, I was smart enough to fucking put the Packers in a teaser at least too. Like, but that didn't fucking help me due to the next fucking game. That didn't fucking matter. But you know, I'm not going to sit here and say like Green Bay's back. What I'm going to say is like, this is the Detroit Lions I was scared of at the beginning of the season. And I was wondering when they were going to show up, and I'm scared that they're showing up late.
Yeah, I agree with you 100%. Detroit sadly peaked at the wrong time. They have played 2 bad football games, and this game looked, and I watched pretty much every minute of the Chicago game. I didn't watch a lot of this because I had a feeling it was over early. And I was fucking like feeling good, eating, drinking, Thanksgiving, and I was not going to let the fucking Lions ruin my fucking day. And eerily similar to the Bears game, the Detroit defense has disappeared completely. And if Goff is going to turn the ball over the way he's been, this Lions team, one and done in the playoffs. I mean, honestly, the division may be up for grabs if Minnesota could get a couple wins. Like, this Detroit team is not playing good football at the wrong time, and I think they have a couple maybe tougher games coming. So they play. I think they play the Seahawks next week, don't they? Do they play
Sunday night?
That is really interesting. Well, we'll get to the Seahawks. Wait. No,
hang on.
I'm thinking of someone else.
I think I saw them playing the Seahawks.
Seahawks Cowboys. Never mind. Seahawks Cowboys. Never mind.
So Lions next 4. They play at New Orleans, at Chicago, at home against Denver, at Minnesota.
Okay, they're lucky. They play nobody. But honestly, they could lose to anybody the way they're playing now. So
I'm wondering if they lose out the rest of the year, truth be told. They still got the Vikings twice. They have the Cowboys. This team could lose to the Chicago Bears. depending on how fucking Justin Fields plays.
Bro, their defense has just disappeared completely. Their defense is horrible again. They're like the opposite of last year. Last year, it was the other way around. Detroit's defense started shit and then got good in the second half of the year. This year, they were good in the first half, and they are just cratering right now.
Yeah, my Minnesota Vikings division win bet right now. I'm not saying I can get a good cash out right now, but I'm actually keeping it alive. I'm not quitting yet because I just have a gut feeling this Lions team, they're going to start cratering here, and I think they could be on a bad losing streak. This is not a loss you want to take going after Thanksgiving, having already played close to Chicago once.
Yeah, for real.
But moving on, the fucking Dallas Cowboys finally get a win and a cover at home. Tends to not do both. They usually just do one or the other. 45-10 in a game where here's my problem. The fucking Commanders kept it close for the longest time, and then Ron Rivera, Jack Del Rio's like dumbass defense. By the way, bye Jack.
Has been fired. Yeah, he has been fired.
Bye Jack. Bye Jack dipshit. You know, your fucking bullshit defense. I don't know what else to say. Like, Dallas just did everything they were supposed to do, but Dallas also can't seem to win against anybody else that's not a sub 500 team or less. Like, so I don't know if this is more about Dallas. Here, my takeaway with Washington, they need to go into rebuild. Like, you've already got the ownership. You gave it a year with Ron Rivera. You need to do what the Broncos didn't do, or even maybe you could even make the argument with Denver. Look what they did. They cut Nathaniel Hackett. They went and got a guy like Sean Payton. And then the next thing you know, you keep the quarterback around, but you just stick with it. But you get the guys you need and the guys you want. And maybe by next year you could be a little bit above 500, maybe even better. But I don't know how Ron Rivera keeps his job next year. I don't know how, if you're Washington going into next week, you have any momentum. There's literally like a scenario right now where I think it's the Saints, the Patriots, and I want to say the Vikings. If those three teams lose this week, the Commanders have the number 4 overall pick in the draft. That's the state of this team right now. You're just hoping for a top 5 pick.
Yeah, Commanders are useless. That's really, I'm not going to drone on and on about it. Dallas, we see this performance all the time against these bad teams. They got fat at the end of that game. I think there was a turnover, like a turnover on downs. I mean, Dallas, this is what they do. They make a game that sort of was at least decently competitive through 3 quarters. They just make it look hideous at the very end. But, Washington's useless. What's his name? Ron Rivera. Let's be honest. He was lucky there was an ownership change, or he would have been fired last year. Like, they just kept him because it was in a transitional year. They got a new owner. Ron Rivera, he's going to take his riverboat down to the bayou and disappear, never to be seen again. And I mean, Washington right now, I know you say it all the time, the auto fade list, the way these teams played the last 2 weeks, getting curb stomped, you're basically looking to fade them pretty much like every week now for the rest of the year. So they show you something. So they play a competitive football game. I think you just look to bet against them every week.
I mean, the problem is I'd have to look at don't get me wrong, I'd have to look at their schedule, but you have to wonder, looking at this team, like, is this a team you just do want to put on the auto fade list at this point? Because you just look at the upcoming schedule. You just see what they've done so far this year. Yeah, they've lost 3 in a row, but they've go ahead.
They play the Dolphins next weekend.
Auto fade.
I mean, what's the line in that? Minus 20 for the Dolphins.
This is a team that's gone 2-8 in their last 10 straight up. 2-8. And they haven't covered in 2 straight. They've lost 3 straight. Yeah, auto fade. I think this Commanders team is donezo. Final game. Yeah, speaking of donezo, Geno Smith, the haters rode at him. I think he wrote back this time and just said, sorry, I really am not that guy. I'm just mediocre. I also like to play injured in a fucking important game for the franchise because I already got my money and I don't give two shits about the third world. But San Francisco went on the road. They got the cover like I thought they would. Wasn't the most confident game, not like Miami, but 31-13, Christian McCaffrey. He got me a hell of a lot of fantasy points, so happy for that. But sort of another game, like I just didn't really learn a lot about either team. Like this was the game I expected with the Seattle Seahawks without Kenneth Walker. This was the kind of game I expected with Geno Smith being limited. Not Tyler Lockett, but DK Metcalf got shut down that whole game. 9 targets, only 3 catches. This was a game where I think I know the focus might be on Brock Purdy, but San Francisco's defense stepped up in a big division game in primetime and just showed what they were capable of. And considering what the Eagles have been doing, I would honestly make the argument the Niners actually might be back and they might be the number 1 team to beat in the NFC right now.
Yeah, Niners look good. I'm concerned about Seattle with their schedule coming up. This Seattle, the stock is starting to tank. The sellers on Wall Street are putting in their, sell options. They're shorting the shit out of the stock. It is not looking good for the Seattle Seahawks. I'm with you. I mean, I called it. Sadly, I did so badly in the other games. It was all my Thanksgiving bets were dead by the time San Francisco came out. And I was even going to make a bet. And then my sister very smartly was like, you've been ass in Thanksgiving. Should you really bet this game too? And I'm like, yeah, probably should just take my losses and not be an idiot. And then, of course, all my bets in the San Francisco game would have hit. So, what are you going to do? But yeah, no. San Francisco looked good, but I'm more concerned about Seattle. They play at Dallas next week. I think their schedule, they play a couple good teams coming up. They might fall right out of the playoff picture if they keep playing the way they have been.
I think Seattle missing the playoff bets are looking real good right now, truth be told. I think Geno Smith is 1 bad sack away, and especially with Micah Parsons in that front 4 with Dallas, he's 1 bad sack away from fucking being pulled, and it's Drew Lock time.
Yeah, he could get crushed this next week, 100%.
Yeah, but again, San Francisco, this is the kind of game they needed to win. This is the kind of game they needed to win in the fashion that they did. I will say, I give them respect in this instance, unlike Dallas. They at least waited till the clock hit 0 before they started eating the turkey legs. At least waited for the primetime moment. Dak Prescott, 5 minutes to go, you're up 35, you're eating a turkey leg with your linemen.
Please, he is a turkey leg. The guy never wins anything. Buffalo's going to beat them this year, too. Buffalo's going to beat them again.
Good.
You heard it here first. Bills, Cowboys. Especially if the Bills are an underdog, that's my number 2 dog of the year. I got a good feeling about the Bills in that game.
Yeah. Speaking of the Bills and the rest of the Sunday slate, we got 12 games left to go. I gave out my numbers early, but we have 1 o'clock, the 4 o'clock, and we have the rest of the Sunday primetime games. Money Mansmann, any overall thoughts before we jump into that game?
These are the closest lines they have been all year. This is a really tight week. I do think there's some money to be made. There's a couple games I really like, but I was shocked by how many games, when you look at it, strangely enough, all the primetime games were 10-point favorites, 7-point favorites. You look at every game in the Sunday slate, point and a half, 3.5, 2.5, 1.5.
Yeah.
Going to be I think it's going to be a fun Sunday. There's going to be some interesting games on the slate.
The Abeyta household is open for business on Sunday, Money Mansmann. We will have guests. Please feel free to arrive because this is going to be, in my opinion, the week of the year. I think this is going to be the game of games, the fucking nonstop division rivalries. We got some non-conference head-to-heads that I'm actually pretty excited for as well. And I honestly, again, I think we have 2, 4, 5 games with a 1.5 point spread or less. We have six division matchups left on top of the three we've already had. The four we've already had. So 7 division games. Like, it's just right. This just feels like they're going head to head with college rivalry week, which, by the way, that's going to be insane too this year, in my opinion. Too bad I don't bet college football that much, but let's just jump ahead. I'm ready when you are.
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, starting off, we have one of the shit games of the week, sadly, but it's the New England Patriots traveling off the bye to MetLife Stadium and the New York Giants, laying 3.5 on the road, though, minus 184. The Giants with Tommy DeVito, plus 154. The over-under is a whopping 34 points. And the Giants, even though they're 2-8 against the spread, are getting 72% of the money, and they're getting 73% of the bets on the spread. I honestly can't remember who went first last time, so I will defer to you if you want, or I'll let you make the call.
It's up to you, man. What do you want to do? I think I went first with Detroit, so maybe you should go first this time.
All right. This is just a straight up weird line for me. Honestly, what it comes down to is I'm trying to get the angle of why are the Pats a non-conference road favorite. And then I look at the spot. And it's like, okay, well, what's the spot? Because literally, when you go through everything, it's like, okay, what's last? And mind you, this is a big buck special. If your handicap is only that it's a spot and nothing else, you're a fucking dum-dum. Go to the other side. Because spots are essentially meaningless, in my opinion. Unless you have the proof to back it up. So let's go to the spot. What's the spot? There's a couple ways you could look. It's Bill Belichick off the bye. 15-7 straight up.
Ooh.
But without Brady, he's 1-2 straight up in ATS. But teams coming off the bye this year, it's actually been very beneficial lately. They're 10-4 straight up, 7-5-2 ATS when they don't face another team coming off the bye. Bill Belichick also going up against a rookie quarterback, which might be why it's a big favorite. He's 22-6 against rookie quarterbacks. Tua Tagovailoa was the last rookie to actually beat the Patriots in his rookie year. But this was another number I saw, which I don't know if it makes a difference for you or not. 7-30 for first-year quarterbacks. Not necessarily a rookie, but a first year. Oh, and by the way, the Giants, they're coming off their biggest win of the year on the road, and now they're coming home where they're 1-2-1 ATS. They're 1-3 straight up. And I said this before, they've been a lot worse at home than they have been on the road. And it's a division system play they're coming off of. And Pat's minus 3.5. Like, don't get me wrong, it's insane. They're 0-4 straight up in ATS against the NFC this year. The Giants are 0-4 straight up in 1-2-1 ATS against the AFC. So it's not like they're much better. And in non-conference spots, the AFC teams are a little under 50% to win. 6-7 straight up since week 8. They just don't tend to cover. So again, like, keep going, go through the math. Patriots as a road favorite. Since Mac Jones came in the picture, 8-1 straight up, 6-2-1 ATS.
That's like insane. That's a stat.
I couldn't believe it either. Like,
that is crazy.
I literally. So it's one of those things where it's like, I didn't really want to bet either side, but like, you look at everything and it's like, God, like, could the Patriots really do it? I don't really know if they cover. So like, but I think I just have to take the 3.5. I'm going to lay the 3.5. I'm not going to take it. So give me the Patriots minus 3.5. Give me the Patriots to win. I don't know if I like it that much, but I know Bill Belichick has bad blood with his Giants team, so I wouldn't be shocked at the end. It's not like Tommy DeVito is like a game changer, in my opinion. So
no, and the stats you gave were really good. And the Giants, terrible as underdogs against the AFC East, 8 straight losses as underdogs. Yeah. Also too, this is my play against the team after like a system play type win. You know me, I love to fade teams after like they beat Washington. They always beat Washington. They look good beating Washington, and then they play another team and go back down to earth. So this is normally a game where I fade the Giants and bet New England. This to me is a no play because the only way I could look was the Giants, just because like I watched this team in Frankfurt. We were there at the bar in Buffalo.
Yeah. In Buffalo, yeah.
This team. Like, I'm sorry, they just I can't. Betting and the stats you gave are great. Like, you should do it. Me, I can't get there. I cannot lay 3.5 points on New England. I can't back New England as a road favorite. Even money line minus 180 for New England, like on the road being a favorite. It just, to me, like, they shouldn't be a favorite in any game ever as long as Mac Jones is the quarterback. Like, honestly, I think Mac Jones is a bad quarter away from getting benched again. Like, I can't get there. So this is a no play for me. The line, the total is ridiculous, but I go under because it's the Giants and Patriots. I mean, this has 10-9 written all over it. I mean, 10-6 written all over it. Jesus.
Yeah. I'm actually glad you said that. This is actually like the only confident play I have. It's my under of the week. I actually like the under 34. Now that the number's gone up too, number one. But number two, you actually look at these teams. The Giants are a dead under team at home. They're 0-4 on the under. They haven't scored more than 14 all season. That 14 being against the Commanders. New England on the road are a 1-3 under team, and they haven't scored over 17 all season. And they're 2-7 under as road favorites since 2021.
I'll give you another one you'll like too. Giants 2-16 to the under in their last 18 against AFC opponents. They are a deadbolt under team against the AFC. Yeah, I was shocked too when I saw that.
I'll give you a little stat, like defense-wise. The Patriots. Here's the one thing I will say: the Patriots' rush defense. This is probably their only strong suit. They're 9th in rushing yards per game. They're 2nd in yards per attempt at 3.4. I could just see this being a game. They stop Saquon Barkley, and we've seen this with Bill Belichick 9 million times. Stop your biggest offensive weapon, expose the weakest one. Oh, we're going to stop Saquon. Make Tommy DeVito throw. Beat us on the pass, and you'll win. Will Tommy DeVito do it? I doubt it, but, I could just see
that's what the Patriots do. They take away your best weapon and make you beat them. So, yeah, no play for me. I endorse your under.
Hell yeah, under the week. Let's go. All right, moving forward, we got an AFC North division rivalry. We got the Steelers coming off that bad beat against Cleveland. They're laying 1.5. They're minus 122 on the road. No more Matt Canada, sayonara, dickhead. They're going up against the Cincinnati Bengals. No Joe Burrow, though. They got their backup quarterback. They're plus 104 on the money line at home, plus 1.5. Their over-under is 35.5. Steelers are getting 67 to 69% of the bets and the spread, according to FanDuel. Money Mansmann, are you doubling down on the Steelers, or are you taking a shot with the backup quarterback?
This game scares me. I think I have a Steelers bet in already. I think the Steelers is the only way you could look. I mean, Jake Brownie, I know that's not his name. His first start. I didn't see anything against the Ravens to really make me all that excited about him. I guess, I don't know, maybe Cincinnati. Like, normally I would say Cincinnati backup quarterback, they're going to play resilient, play hard for the new quarterback. Although we saw with the Jets that didn't make a fucking difference today. So, I mean, normally the thought would be maybe Cincinnati goes, they put in a gritty performance. But with Matt Canada being gone, I could see the same being true for Pittsburgh's offense. They want to put up a good performance. They get a new sort of invigoration of life. I think Canada was really bad. I could see Pittsburgh scoring quite a bit against the Bengals defense that has not been good. I like the over in this game, and I like Pittsburgh because I think that's the only way. That's really the only way you could look. I think Pittsburgh needs the game, and I think against the backup quarterback, they're going to get it.
So it looks like Eddie Faulkner of the Steelers is going to be the new interim offensive coordinator. Faulkner spent 4 years under Matt Canada.
Oh, Jesus. Well, maybe not.
And the word that was used to describe it was bittersweet. Yeah, I mean, this is why, and mind you, I'm the biggest hypocrite of this, so like you can totally ignore me. Be very careful being friends with your coworkers because you have to learn to be like the friend and be the coworker. A good friend and also a good coworker will tell you when you're shit. And if you're receptive to that, constructive criticism, that actually makes the difference on whether you'll be successful. Matt Canada was not receptive to any criticism and literally made 0 changes to his offense. So my only hope for this interim offensive coordinator is that Eddie Faulkner just realizes where Matt Canada fucked up and just makes the changes that he has to do. Now, moving on to my point, this just feels like a no play. This feels like a battle of a backup quarterback game as it is, even with Kenny Pickett playing. I don't care that Matt Canada's gone. I mean, I don't care that the offense might improve. I need to see it to believe it. And Matt Canada gets 80% of the blame for why the Steelers suck. But it was like you said in the recap, and I'm glad you said it. Kenny Pickett needs to step up here. If he doesn't step up, he got a guy fired for the wrong reasons. And now, mind you, like you look at the last year with the Ben Roethlisberger and how bad he looked. I could see the arguments one way or the other, but like, again, you've had 10 plus days to prepare for Jake Browning. And I'm not saying he was great, but he was at least serviceable. Like, are we really going to just write the demise of the Bengals off prematurely before we see what the fuck the Steelers do without Matt Canada? I don't know if I'm ready to do that yet. And like you said, I think the only play is the Steelers, but it's a no bet. Like, I'm just not confident. This is like the same vibes where it was with Cleveland, where you were getting the Steelers as a dog against a third string quarterback, and you were like, oh, this is like an easy bet, and you fucking lost money. And I'm just getting the same vibes here with this fucking Jake Browning guy, where it's like, you just lost DTR. I don't understand how the hell you're going to bet money on the Steelers after you just lost that. So it's a Steelers pick, but like I can't do it. I'm not laying any money on it. It's not even going in a teaser one way or the other. I want nothing to do with this game, truth be told.
Yeah, no, I get where you're coming from, and I'm less confident about it before. The big difference for me is like Cleveland has a legitimate defense. Cincinnati, their defense hasn't played well all year. So
no,
that's the only thing. I mean, I think the Steelers, if their offense changes, they could put up some points. So that's the difference.
There's one stat going in the Steelers' direction. They're really good after a loss. They're 3-0 straight up in ATS off a loss this season. So I think the Steelers' bounce back is just kind of expected. So if you're stronger on this game than we are, guys, go ahead and lay the points. We won't fault you, but just don't say we didn't warn you.
Yeah, be cautious. Be cautious.
I wouldn't lay all my units on it. This is an under game for me, under 35.5. I'm concerned that, number one, Jake Browning, I don't know what he's going to be able to produce. Number two, the Steelers defense, I think they're going to have a field day with this backup quarterback. Number three, I don't think Kenny Pickett's really going to be able to do a whole lot. So
I can see a turnover getting us there. Like I said, over for me, like, I could see a turnover getting us there.
Yeah. All right. Well, there goes that game. Let's move on to this shit show. The worst team in the NFL, the Carolina Panthers, are plus 3.5. Road dogs plus 154. The Titans are minus 184. Home favorites laying the minus 3.5, and their over-under is 36.5. And the Titans are getting 65 to 70% of the bets and the money. Money Mansmann, the Titans have been really, really bad. They've won one game with Will Levis. Is this game number 2?
Yes. First off, they won that game at home. They've played all road games since. So maybe Will Levis performed at home. But honestly, now look, this ain't my best bet. These teams suck. The past 5 weeks, well, Carolina's been the worst ATS team in the league. And I don't think Tennessee's covered since they beat Atlanta. Look, what was the handicap in for the Titans the past couple of weeks? They need to be able to run the ball. If they're not going to be able to run the ball, Will Levis is going to struggle. Carolina's defense, top 10 against the pass, bottom 5 against the run. I mean, it's real simple. The Titans running game is going to be successful. It's going to give their offense a chance to score. And on the other hand, I'm done with the Bryce Young experience. I'm off that train. I was never really on it, but he's terrible. He sucks. Threw another pick 6 last week. He'll probably throw a pick 6 again this week. He's dreadful. Carolina, they're playing out the string. I don't know. I don't see Vrabel losing this game. So Titans 3.5 for me.
Yeah, I'm in the same boat. This is a battle of the auto fades, but for me, it's Titans or nothing here. The Panthers are just the worst team, and they are the worst team when you actually compare these two side by side. And they're an NFC non-conference road team here. And forgetting the whole non-conference thing, the Panthers are 0-5 straight up on the road. They're only 1-4 ATS. And the Titans at home, they're a much different team here. They're 3-0 straight up in ATS this season. That one home loss they have, it was against Baltimore and London. And I just think that you look at this game, it's an ultimate Mike Vrabel get right spot as a head coach. Both these teams, don't get me wrong, I have little faith with them one way or the other, but if you're like gun to my head, make a choice, I'm taking Mike Vrabel and the Titans all day before I take dickhead Bryce Young. Dumbest fucking handicap for the future of the year on my part. And, Frank Reich, God, he took offensive play call to a shitty loss yet again, like I predicted. So I wouldn't be shocked if it happened again.
Frank Reich could be one and done. Again, could be one and done.
I wouldn't be shocked if he wasn't. This is actually a dead under game. It's normally a dead under team for both of these guys. I actually like this enough. It's my over of the week. It's weird, but here's the handicap. Carolina is a lot better on the road when it comes to scoring and numbers. They average 19 on the road, which it's actually more than they ever scored at home. But they've had a couple road games where they've gotten 27, 24, 23. And you look at the Titans in their 3 home games, they've averaged 27.3. And looking at the numbers, they've scored 27, 27, and 28. So if I had to play a team total, I would love the Titans over team total here. But I also love the over here. Over of the week, it's such a low number. So
I don't endorse because this looks like a Derrick Henry 3 and 4 yard run at a time and a lot of chew clock. So
yeah, but the Panthers' rush defense is not that good.
Well, yeah, I mean, I don't. And
I could see Bryce Young. The Titans secondary is not good.
Yeah, but it's Bryce Young.
But the Titans secondary is bottom 5. I could see Bryce Young going to Adam Thielen and getting on. Yeah, it's rough.
Yeah, I can also see him throwing 3 interceptions, 1 for a touchdown, which may help your over, but I don't.
If the number wasn't so low, I'd hear you out. But 36.5, I think that's insane. I mean, God, what is that? 18-17, 19-17, that shit hits. 20-14, that's 34. Like, I think that number is just insanely low. And it's 36.5. So, I mean, what? You're talking 27-10, 28-10. Like, I could see that happening.
19-14 Tennessee. You heard it here first.
If you want an exact score bet, guys.
Couple Randy Bullock missed extra points.
Oh, no, 21. Do 20-14. 3 touchdowns, Tennessee, 1 missed extra point, 2014.
Oh, that's a 19-point game. I got a feeling. With the Titans, 19. Or they'll kick like 7 field goals or like 5 field goals or some shit.
I don't know. Maybe 23-13.
Got a feeling
Get to
about
36, not 36.5, you know.
Yeah, well, I don't. You know, normally I agree with you, but not on this one. Not on this over under.
I wasn't really confident on a lot of overs this week, but we'll jump ahead. We got another AFC South Division rivalry. We got the Jacksonville Jaguars. They're laying 1.5. They're -118 on the road. They're going up against CJ Stroud and the Houston Texans. They're coming off that win against the Cardinals. Dead even money on the money line. They're plus 1.5, -110. Over under 47.5. Money Mansmann, are you backing the rookie quarterback or are you backing Cinderella and his blonde hair?
Remember when I played Houston earlier in the year? Yeah, it's my dog of the week, and why not? That we've been over this. It's the same handicap as last time. The Jacksonville defense, what are they good at doing? Stopping the run. What are they struggling doing? Stopping the pass.
Stopping the pass.
Literally, what is Houston going to do? Throw the football. Texans been good at home. I think it's 5 straight as underdogs at home, or maybe it's just 5 straight as underdogs. I didn't specify that. And we talk about the success they have against the Jaguars. Now, they do have a little bit more success in Jacksonville, but I still think it applies. And if you look at Jacksonville, I mean, they look terrible against San Francisco. They beat up on somebody, the Tennessee last week. But again, Tennessee's a running team. Couldn't take advantage of the sort of weakness of the defense. You know, CJ Stroud's going to throw the ball. Houston's defense came up with a big game against the Cardinals. I'm not afraid of the Jaguars. You've been looking to fade the Jaguars all year, so you might even be on this play with me. Who knows? But, yeah, I mean, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Houston is an underdog against Jacksonville. I'll take it once again. Let it ride. Let's do it.
So, look, I'm not faulting you. I 100% get it. I've lost too much money on the Jags.
Yeah, that's an emotional play for you. That's why.
Huh?
This is an emotional play. You don't want to lose more to the Jags again.
Oh, it's 100% an emotional play. Like I think I actually would advertise the public completely ignore everything I had to say.
Yeah, this is a Barney handicap coming.
It's just I'm not going to lay Houston. I'm not going to lay money on Houston blindly in this spot. Jacksonville's been really good on the road. They're 7-1 straight up, 8-0 ATS in their last 8 road games. That does include playoff performances. And 3 of those wins were actually against division opponents, and that includes this Houston Texans team, albeit not with CJ Stroud. And speaking of Houston, I just, in my opinion, the way they've been playing, I think they're overdue for a loss. They barely got by Arizona. They barely got by Tampa Bay. They've won 4 straight against mediocre or shit teams. They almost lost to Arizona.
With Burrow, though.
Okay. I mean,
they beat the Jacksonville team by 70 in Jacksonville.
They also lost to Indy, I think.
Yeah, but Indy always beats Houston. You got to follow the AFC South system. The AFC South is your division of hell.
I mean, this guy lost to fucking Carolina, and now you want me to like look? If this was a 3.5 point road dog, I'd take the 3.5. But like a 1.5, like really, like
they're in Houston. It's their home underdog. They're not road underdogs.
Yeah, they've really been really bad at home covering. They're 1-3-1 ATS. I don't know. Jacksonville, I think we've said it before, they're the real fucking deal. And don't get me wrong, I think CJ Stroud, rookie of the year, I think he's the future of the Houston Texans, but like I'm not gonna just sit here and look at this stat and be like, yeah, let's blindly bet the Texans. Like, I'm just concerned. Like that's all I'm gonna say. Like, I'm not saying that Houston's a bad pick. You have every good reason to do it. I just like if I had to make a play, like this is a spot I'm actually like, you know what? Maybe I take Jacksonville here.
Are you on the over too? Because I think one of us is going to look really stupid. Because
no, really? I'm on the
I
under.
expect this to be a high-scoring game. Actually,
I'm on the under. Actually,
I think this is high-scoring, and then one team gets some garbage points, and that's what gets it over.
I'm only on the under because if I expect Houston to lose this, I don't expect them to score a lot. If Houston scores a lot, they're going to win. Yeah, Jacksonville struggles against the pass, and they are good against the run. But the Texans lately, with Devin Singletary, they've been relying on him a lot more to get the offense going. And I'm just concerned that if Jacksonville shuts that down, I could just see this being like like an interception city with CJ Stroud getting 4 picks. I mean, it happened in the Arizona game. I don't like how CJ Stroud's been playing lately. So I just expect this. And 47.5, that's a high number.
The turnovers could make the difference. That's for sure. Yeah, and look, I mean, I get what you're saying. It's just hard. Houston is an underdog. Like, in this matchup, this is like an NFC South sort of play. Like, I find it very difficult to I like the AFC South. That's like my division. The NFC West is yours.
The AFC South is yours. The NFC West is like mine, where we just don't question it. We just do it. And then the other one just tries to find a reason. But I'll say this, like, I think you have 100% good reason to take the Texans. Jacksonville sucks against Houston. They've won once last year when they played at Houston. I mean,
yeah, that was like their first, I think, win and cover against Houston. I think Houston's got at least 4 of the last 5, if not more.
Yeah, so I mean, look, the numbers support you, but just for me, I think this is a bad spot for Houston. I just don't like the way they've been playing. All right, speaking of not playing well, we got the New Orleans Saints and the Atlanta Falcons, both of which coming off of the bye. Falcons are 1.5 point home underdogs, plus 102. Saints minus 120. Over under is 41.5. And it looks like the Saints are getting 70% of the bets and 70% of the money. It's your team, Mansmann. We have a caser bet on this.
Yeah, what's your handicap? Now I'm playing for a push with that. I don't know.
Wait. It's my turn, I think. I'm sorry. Not to interrupt.
You go. Yeah, you go. Save me from this. Please stop me from playing New Orleans again. I can't bear it.
Let me just get Captain Jameson here.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh, boy. It was open.
Don't tell me like New Orleans is like a best bet or some shit.
No, my best bet was Miami this week. My best bet's done.
Okay, thank God.
No, I'm not laying money. Desmond Ritter's the starter, and I'm not laying money on Desmond Ridder. That's literally the handicap.
There you go.
And also too, like if you're ever going to fade, oh god damn it, now they're a favorite. So here's my handicap. I did this one early. New Orleans opened up as a 1.5 point road underdog. This is the spot you actually fade it. Atlanta is not a good home favorite. They're not a good favorite at all. They're 1-6 ATS. And I don't mind betting on Derek Carr when he's a road dog. And especially with New Orleans as underdogs, they shut out New England 34-0 the last time they were an underdog. So, and the Saints won their last division road matchup against Carolina early this season. They have another one here with Atlanta The Saints have actually covered their last 3 as road dogs against division opponents going back to 2020. They've won 5 straight in Atlanta. And you just look at this Atlanta team and you just say, like, what's the difference? What have they done to change things that make you think that I should bet the other way? I haven't seen it. I've been fading Atlanta all year and for good fucking reason. And with Desmond Ridder as the starter again, I want nothing to do with that team. So I hate that the line flipped to -1.5. I should have fucking bet it at +1.5 when I had the chance because I bet it early, I handicapped it early. But with a lot of these games, I kind of wanted to wait to see where the lines ended up. So, and look, I think the public has a good point betting New Orleans. So, yeah, give me the Saints. Yeah,
I'm kind of with you on this one. Like, Atlanta lost faith in Desmond Ridder. They benched him. Like, Atlanta's no better. They're actually 6 straight losses as division underdogs. So they're not good against their division as underdogs either. So that doesn't really matter. The idea of putting more money on this shit Saints team really does not appeal to me. But I do think the Saints are going to win the division. They need to win this game, I feel like, to win the division. So, yeah, I'll pick New Orleans. Like, it's literally where my handy... Like, there's nothing that tells me New Orleans should win this game, but I think they will. Like... Under. By the way, this is my under of the week. I see a lot of running, not a lot of scoring. Like, this to me looks like one of those 1917 Derek Carr, 347 yards, 2 picks, 1 touchdown. Like that, I could see there being a lot of turnovers, missed field goals, just an ugly, shitty NFC South game. So I'll under the week for me, and I don't expect anything from these.
I picked the over only because it was 42.5, and I could see both these teams getting to 20. And the question is, who's going to win? I could see this being an ugly 23-20.
Could be.
That's my problem. Like, if it was any higher, I'd be with you. But my problem is I just think this number's too low for me to take the under here. But I can't fault you. I hope you're right. Like if anything, I'll bet it with you. I might tease it up and bet under, 48.5 because I think that would be a lock. But
yeah, I picked up the Saints defense this week, so we'll see how that works out.
Yeah. I'll be rooting for you, buddy. I think I need you to win that fantasy game. Here's a game I don't give 2 shits about, though. Baker Mayfield, the Tampa Bay Bucks, coming off that loss to San Francisco. They're going back on the road up to Indianapolis, and they're 2.5-point road dogs, plus 114. The Colts are minus 134 home favorites. Over-unders 44.5. And before you know it, the Bucks are getting more of the money, but only 56% of the bets, 59%.
God damn it! Really? Fuck me. Yeah.
Not much. It's probably more even than we think. And this is only FanDuel numbers. No. So yeah. Fun fact of the day: despite the Bucks' mediocre straight up record, they're actually really good ATS. They're 7-3 this season.
Yeah. Good on the road. 5 straight covers on the road.
Yep. Here's my handicap. Fade Baker on the road against the AFC. 1-10 straight up since 2021. 8 straight he's lost in his career. And they've lost. Sorry, the Bucks have lost 5 of their last 6. 3 straight road games outright.
Oh, I'm going to mind fuck you. Indianapolis, 7 straight home losses against the NFC.
Oh no! You just mind fucked. God damn it!
I'm going Tampa here, and I'm not like. Oh,
you asshole!
Very excited. Here's my thinking, right? Tampa Bay's defense terrible against the pass, good against the run. Can Gardner Minshew single-handedly beat Tampa? I don't think he's going to have as much success as the other quarterbacks who have lit. Like, you saw Tampa Bay against Tennessee, what they were able to do when they stopped the run. I think this could be the same thing with this Indianapolis team, and especially if they just run into the teeth of the defense. If Tampa could score some points, which I don't know, Indianapolis too. Remember, they cut Shaquille Leonard for like no reason at all. Kind of a weird
Which I thought was
decision there.
weird, yeah.
Yeah, maybe this is the time to fade Indianapolis. I mean, I don't know. It's not strong. Like, bro, putting money on Tampa, like.
Do you want to piss on $100 bill and then set it on fire? I mean, that's like betting on Tampa.
It's not like it's not a long-term decision that's good for your health.
Your problem though, like you say that, but if you do that 10 times, sometimes you're getting your money back plus some. Like that's the problem. Like
it's a crazy fucking thing, isn't it?
I hate it, but look, here's the problem. Here's my honest opinion. I went into this thinking like Baker Mayfield's overdue for a win. He just came off a really bad loss to San Francisco. He didn't look that bad. But then I remembered that Tennessee game, and I was like, oh, yeah, that was the game he was overdue on. That was the game he needed to win. And he already did it.
And Tampa only gave up 27 points to the Niners. That wasn't the worst effort I've seen out of them all year.
I don't know. Is this the spot you really want to back the Buccaneers with the mentality of just, well, Baker's lost a lot of close games. Like, he should win this one. The Colts, like you said, you gave the numbers, like 7 straight, 8 straight against the NFC. And the Colts suck at home, too. 1-4 straight up. They're going to be home favorites for the first time since Week 18 last year against Houston, which, by the way, they lost. They've actually lost 3 of their last 4 at home as home favorites. I don't know. Like, fuck it. I'm fading the non-conference road team. I'm fading the Bucs. Like, NFC on the road against the AFC.
Close game. Take the points, man.
I can't fault you. I hope, like I said, I hope I'm wrong, but I'm going with the Colts here. This is an overplay, though. Over 44.5 for me. Colts last 8 as home favorites, 6-2 on the over.
Buccaneers. See, I like Tampa, so I went under.
Okay. Head to
I
head
think
there.
That's correlated, though. That's correlated. If you think Indianapolis is going to win, you're expecting them to put up a lot of points. If Tampa's going to win, you're expecting Indianapolis to run the ball and not score a lot. I think that's
but Tampa's defense sucks. They're not that good.
Well, they're on
defense sucks. Todd Bowles will not be a head coach at the end of the year.
Probably not.
Probably not.
St. Mary's alone, Todd Bowles.
Hashtag Mount St. Mary's. All right, we got 6 games left. We're into the 4 o'clock slate. Monty Mansmann. It is the NFC West game of the week. The Rams from Los Angeles are 2.5-point road favorites, -132. They're going up against Kyler Murray and the Arizona Cardinals, +112, +2.5. The over-under 45.5, and the total on the spreads are 60% in favor of LA, 58% of the bets on the spread in favor of LA. I know it's your favorite, so just go ahead and spit it out.
West play of the day. Yeah. So this shows my thinking of where I'm at with the NFC West now. Even though I was on the Niners, which was good. I was thinking, my first thought was, well, this could be an interesting spot for Arizona. They lost a close game to Houston. Maybe this is the time to bet Arizona. 8 straight wins in Arizona for the Rams, and that was the end of that. So yeah, there's your handicap. I don't struggle against the NFC West system plays anymore. Rams 8 straight. They're coming off a win. Matt Stafford's going to play, and it's Kyler Murray too, who hasn't been good against the Rams. I feel like every time I see Kyler, he loses to the Rams. So make it 9 straight for the Rams in Arizona. Give them the Rams.
And yeah, I'll give you some additional numbers too. Rams have won 5 straight as road favorites.
Jesus, really? That's it.
They actually covered the last time they were road favorite against Arizona. Arizona has lost and failed to cover 5 straight against division opponents at home. 1-8 straight up in ATS.
Jesus Christ.
So this is like, and again, I hate spot plays, but when you have a good reason to take it, you take it. Take the Rams. It's 1.5. It's not 10 and a half.
Spot play. It's not like, well, Arizona's coming off their Super Bowl and
it's 2.5. I mean,
this is really like a system play more. It's just the Rams always beat Arizona in Arizona 8 years in a row now, and Arizona can't win at home against division opponents. This is actually my over of the week. Neither team good defense.
Really? Arizona, I don't like that.
5 straight home games have gone over for Arizona. Neither team good defense.
My problem is I think this is the worst offense. This is the worst offense they're going up against, though. So far this year, at least. Like Matt Stafford coming in, like I like it, I love it, but I don't expect them to score a lot. I don't expect the Arizona to score a lot either. Well, I'll let you dive in, but I'll pull up the Rams and Cardinals history. Maybe there's something there that tells me otherwise.
The Rams gave up 24 points to Matt Canada earlier in the year. That was a thing that happened.
Oh, that's true. That is true.
In Arizona, I mean, let's be honest, their defense got 3 turnovers last game. If they didn't get 3 turnovers, Houston would have like 35 last week.
All right, so I'll go over the last 5. Last 5 games, Arizona, you ready for their point total?
Yep.
9, 27, Rams 17, so 44. Cardinals got 12, Rams got 20. Rams 34, Cardinals 11, so 45. The last game in 2021, which was the last time the Cardinals were any good, it was 30-23. The Cardinals lost.
I like that. That's interesting. I didn't realize those teams had gone under so much. But I think some of the defenses were better in past years than this team. Arizona had some decent defenses before. This year, their defense is garbage. Again, last week to keep the score at 21. Game should have gone over last week and did.
I'll give you that. By the way, it looks like we have 1 viewer right now checking this out. So thank you for checking us out at the Distinguished Degents. Hopefully you get some good picks. Hopefully you make some motherfucking money.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. So, yeah, you want to make that money? Arizona, Rams over. Really, Rams over. Parlay that. You get some money.
I can't fault that.
If it was your idea to do that. No, just kidding.
Uh-huh. All right. I'm going to jump to the next game, and hopefully for this one viewer, he'll get some entertainment out of this. It's the Cleveland Browns and DTR, Dorian Thompson-Robinson. He's traveling to the fucking Denver Broncos. My fucking team, -1.5, -120 for the Broncos. Browns are a +102, road dog, over under 36.5. And we lost the viewer because it was a Broncos game. Shocker. But that's okay.
He got his one pick. He's good. He's good.
All right. Do I got to do this shit or do you want to?
It's your team. Your team. Go ahead.
Okay. It's Broncos or nothing. Come on, really? Like, and again, this is another game. Like, I've listened to 3 different Sharp podcasts, and they were like, "Yeah, we're gonna take Cleveland here." Well, okay. Like, why are you taking Cleveland? Well, yeah, Broncos haven't been that good against the AFC North. They haven't really covered at home. This is the one game. I don't say this often, but when I say it, I tend to be right. Fuck the numbers. Fuck the trends. I don't care that the Broncos have lost 6 straight against the AFC North. I don't care that we haven't won at home since 2019 against Cleveland or the AFC North. I don't care that we really haven't covered as much as home favorites. It's 1.5. Grow up. Like, really? DTR sucks. He wasn't that good. Can we like admit that? Like DTR did not play that great.
No.
The reason they won that game was because the Steelers sucked with Matt Canada. And they had zero offense. The Russell Wilson in this offense is going to at least get 20. I'm not saying that's enough to get the win. I'm just saying they're going to at least get 20.
Oh, if they get 20, they win easy.
That's my problem. Like, this isn't the 2022 Denver Broncos offense. We're in the 2023, where even when they struggle, they get some bullshit points. They get enough offense to like keep this manageable, and it's a Sean Payton type of win. And this is the kind of game I expect. It's a Sean Payton type of win. It's going to be an ugly, bullshit, close game that shouldn't be close. Mind you, we barely beat Jordan Love and the Packers 19-17 at home. We won and got the cover there. This is the kind of game I expect. Dorian Thompson-Robinson against the Broncos defense, the way they've been fucking playing, and we won't have Kareem Jackson getting ejected in the first quarter again. Like, it's Broncos or nothing here. Like, what are we doing? Why are there sharps betting on Cleveland on a third-string quarterback here? I didn't like Cleveland with Deshaun Watson. I don't care that the Browns defense is supposedly the best in the league. They gave up 30 plus to the fucking Colts and Gardner Minshew. They barely beat the Steelers in a last second field goal. Like, really? Is this what we're going to do? Is this what we're going to do? Really? You fucking dumbasses. God, Denver at home? Really?
Well, here's what I'm going to do, buddy. Speaking of what people are going to do, I'm going to make this my fade of the week.
Oh, no.
Yep. Time to fade a fraud team coming off of multiple big wins against really good opponents. That's right. I'm fading the Cleveland Browns. Broncos country, let's ride.
Let's fucking go.
Bro.
You had me for a second.
DTR, 145 passing yards last week. The Steelers didn't have an offense. Denver, albeit they've had a couple close wins, they've been playing much better football. And the problem I have is Denver's defense is really weak against the run, but I don't even think they need to, like, worry about the pass. I think you put 8 in the box, you dare DTR to beat you. He wasn't really able to do it last week. I mean, let's be honest. They scored 13 points. They didn't put up a good performance. I like Denver in this game. And again, you want to talk about spot plays? Miracle win against fucking Baltimore. They had a really good sort of emotional win at home against Pittsburgh, division opponent. Now you go to Denver. This is the absolute biggest fade spot for Cleveland. I expect them to come out flat, the rookie to struggle. Denver's playing good football. They're at home. I expect Denver. And don't get me wrong, like,
and mind you, too, Denver's offensive line has not been getting penalized.
But I think Denver wins.
Denver has not been getting penalized on the offensive line like they used to be. Believe it or not. Like, I don't know if you've noticed this or not, but like, remember how like we used to watch like 2020, 2021? Every other fucking play, Garrett holds balls. This year, I haven't heard the fucking name once.
Well,
not good, but let me tell you, sometimes good coaching like makes a difference. And this is the kind of game I just expect. It doesn't matter that it's DTR. Like, I just think Denver, if you contain Myles Garrett on defense and you make Russell Wilson throw, what's his favorite thing to do? A dump off. Go ahead and send 8 against Russ. He'll dump it off. And guess what? It's Jared McLaughlin and fucking
Javonte Williams.
Javonte Williams, thank you. Like, don't fucking run at 30 on a screen pass. They don't care. Give it a slant to Jerry Jeudy. He might drop it, but, you know, he'll go for it. Like,
I think this is a bad matchup for Cleveland. You're 100% right. I could really see Denver just kicking some field goals and just doing enough. I like Denver here.
With that said, what's the over-under play for you?
Yeah, it's a low number. I go under just because I really think Cleveland's offense is going to have. I am not high on Cleveland's offense, and I really like what Denver's defense has been doing the past few weeks. I could see them shutting down Cleveland. This is not the same Denver defense that was giving up like 70 points to Miami.
No,
I wonder if
not at all.
the Miami game like skewed some of those stats. I could see Denver keeping Cleveland in check and doing just enough on offense to win a game. So yeah.
Again, it's a very similar handicap to the New Orleans Atlanta. I am picking the over, but only because I just feel the number is so low. But you're 100% right. Like, if this is a shutout situation, like, this is an under game for days. Like,
yeah. Oh, did I lose him? Oh, he may be gone. Look at him. He is very entranced in thought. Well, so look at that. So yeah, so we both like the Denver Broncos, and I like the under. Go. Denver Broncos under is the play for me. And this game, fade of the week. Been looking forward to fading Cleveland for a while. So
there you go. Uh-oh.
I'm here. Are you here? You are in and out, buddy.
There we go. Yeah, me too. I don't know what it is, but all right. I think we're back.
Okay. Want to move on to the next game? Right.
Yeah, we'll move on. We got the Kansas City Chiefs. They're laying 8.5. They're minus 420 on the road. Or
I got you struggling here.
There he is. All right, yep. We're into the Raiders game. I don't know if you heard anything, but it's 10-point swing. Raiders, Chiefs. Oh, Chiefs are the favorite.
I guess I'm up.
Yeah.
We know how good Kansas City is against the Raiders. The history is there. Andy Reid's great against the division. Yada yada yada. I'm throwing out all the numbers. My handicap's as simple as this. Raiders playing their best football of the season. Chiefs playing some of their worst football of the season. Unless Taylor Swift's going to be at this game in Vegas, like, I mean, really, like, to me, it's Raiders or nothing here. Like, I'm sorry, just, do you have any desire to lay a big number with the Chiefs again and have them drop the ball and not score and throw key interceptions? I mean, I don't know if the Raiders win this game, but I think they can keep it close. I just have no faith in Kansas City right now at all. So I'm throwing away the numbers. Not a complicated handicap. I'm going with the team that's playing their best football. They lost to Miami on the road by 7. I think they could keep this game close too.
Well, this is a fucked up game for me too, but let's set aside the division history. Let's set aside the bullshit. Let's just look at where these two teams are right now. Here's my handicap. Can Josh Jacobs beat the Chiefs? I don't think he can.
No, I don't think so.
I don't think so, and that's the problem. Like, literally, like, I get where you're going with this. I get what you're trying to do. But the handicap is simple, and it's been good with me for the last 4 weeks, 3 weeks. Like, and it's been doing me good. Can Josh Jacobs beat the team on his own? Yes. Bet the Raiders. No. Bet the other side.
Yeah, but how'd that work out last week? How'd that work out last week, though?
Well, I didn't think he could beat the Dolphins, albeit the Dolphins didn't cover.
Well,
the number was, you know, like, this is like a Chiefs or nothing play for me. opposite side, believe it or not. I mean, do I want to bet the Chiefs to lose 2 in a row? No. Would I bet the Raiders to lose 2 in a row? 100% every fucking time. I mean, it's not even a joke. The Chiefs have been one of the best teams to bet on after a loss. They're 9-1 straight up since 2021. And the Chiefs are literally coming off like their most unluckiest game with the case of the Butterfingers. Now they get to go to Vegas in a dome, no weather. Like, the shit that the Chiefs wanted to do, they're going to do here. The Raiders and Aiden O'Connell, I don't want to bet on this guy. Not against the Chiefs. I'll bet on them against the Jets. I'll bet on them against the Giants. I'll bet on them against maybe even the Saints in a weird spot, sure, but
I mean, to be fair, we did. Like,
yeah. I mean, that's my point, and I don't know, like look at it this way.
We're talking about two different things. We're approaching it two different ways because you're basically like, and I agree with you. Well, I don't see Kansas City losing this game, and I don't. I think Kansas City finds a way to win. To me, it's more of a numbers thing. Just like at this point in the season, the way Kansas City's playing compared to the Raiders, like, can the Raiders lose by 7 in this game? Yes, I think they can very easily. I have no faith in the Chiefs to like win by 21 points. I mean, I could be wrong, but I'm just not saying it.
Now, mind you, I'll say this though. This was my contender for the other under of the week, and I'm taking the under on the total here. Under 43.5. Because it's like you said, the Chiefs offense, they have not been that good lately. They have not been putting up numbers. But honestly, neither is Aiden O'Connell. I mean, he's been doing what he's supposed to have been doing as a backup quarterback, but now he has the starting job. If this guy was on the Jets and this team was losing, and forget that it's the Jets. Let's just say the Raiders were losing and putting up the numbers they were putting up. How long would it take for them to be saying, put Jimmy G back in? I just don't think Aiden O'Connell is that good. I think he's doing what he has to do. And I just don't see him winning this game. I don't see them covering. I don't see Aiden O'Connell getting 2 touchdowns, let alone 1.
Well, no, I wouldn't bet that. I think by the way, he's doing a comparable performance to Jimmy G, though. I mean, this feels to me like what Jimmy G would be doing, being a game manager and keeping the game close.
No. And last point I'll make, Patrick Mahomes, Last point I'll make. Patrick Mahomes has not lost in the Raiders' home field in his career. 5-0 straight up.
Broncos, you've never won. He's never lost.
You know what? If you were here, I would smack the shit out of you. That shit is just so unnecessary and disrespectful. But
well, I don't know if you're guests on Sunday are Broncos fans, but I'll give that stat when the Broncos play if you want.
They're not. Miguel might be one of them. There's your hint.
Oh shit! Okay, there we go.
There we go. Neighbor Miguel. Neighbor Miguel is a friend of the podcast. For those of you who don't know, but
friend of the
all right. It's your turn. The Buffalo.
I got my Eagles green on. Oh, jeez.
No, you don't. Oh, you do. You fucking cocksucker.
I mean, more for money than the Eagles, but you get the idea. All right, go ahead.
All right, Buffalo Bills. They're catching 3 on the road. They're traveling to Philadelphia. They're plus 140 road dogs. They're -1. The Eagles are -166, and the over/under is 48.5. Tied for the highest total on the week. It's your team, Money Mansmann. The Bills just came off a good Jets win.
I mean,
so I already know. Hold on, I'm gonna get. Let me guess this because I'm really good at this, as you know.
Yeah, you are. You've always predicted me with the
Bills. The Bills are coming off a bullshit win. They played the Jets at home. They played fucking Zach Wilson.
They did.
The Eagles are the number 1 team in the NFC. They're really good at home. Their record shows they're good at home. How the fuck do you play the Bills here?
Go ahead. Yeah, so first off, you're 100% right. People talking about the Bills are back. Did you see what the Jets just put on television today? If you think the Bills are back after beating fucking Zach Wilson and the ghost of the Jets who've quit on the season, yeah, the Bills need to win against an actual NFL football team before I proclaim them back. But actually, I like the Bills. I like them a lot more at 3.5. I kind of like them at 3. And it's more of a handicap on the Eagles. Like, the Eagles haven't gotten a lot of margin against, like, decent teams. Not that the Bills are good. I don't think they're like, I don't know if they were the worst team in football. Like, they've been losing close games. Like, I don't know. You look at the Eagles, they needed a comeback win. They won by 4 last week, albeit as underdogs. They beat Dallas by 4 or 5. I think the Dolphins, they beat by like a touchdown. Like, they've played some close games.
That was out in Germany, too.
Yeah, like, they've beaten some teams, like, close. So, I mean, you are 100% right. Like, the numbers are all in favor of the Eagles. I don't think the Bills are particularly good against the Eagles. I think we got slapped around by them the last time we played them. But if the Bills' offense can pass the ball, the Eagles' defense struggles, I could see the Buffalo Bills keeping it competitive and potentially even stealing a win in Philly, just because, I don't know, like, it's a non-conference game. The Eagles just beat the defending Super Bowl champs. Their coach was yelling at Chiefs fans after the game. Like, could this be a little bit of a letdown spot too? At home, non-conference road underdog coming to town. You just beat the defending champs. They played a couple close games. Could this be one where maybe the Bills steal a game? They lose that game to Denver, but steal this one? I could see it happening. If I was going to play it, I would go Bills. Liked it a lot more at 3.5. But I would give a look to the Bills because I see this game could be close. So I'd look to the Bills. But not because of really more so the Eagles on a letdown than maybe like anything the Bills are going to do on their end.
Oh, boy. Well, there's something I haven't done yet. I have not given out my dog of the week.
Wow.
Give me the Buffalo Bills
wow.
on the money line. Let's go.
Wow.
Let's go.
So I like
Buffalo.
Denver bait of the week, and you like the Bills as a dog of the week. What is going on here?
I don't know, but I don't even care that Josh Allen throws a pick in this game.
Oh, he will. He always does.
Yeah, I'm sure he will.
7 straight.
How many times has Josh Allen lost at the NFC since 2021?
Not a whole lot.
Twice. Tom Brady in the Minnesota game at home.
Oh, geez. Don't remind me of those
Every
games.
other team he has beaten. And I'm getting this guy as an underdog. And the Bills, they're 4-2 ATS on the road against NFC teams since 2021. And now, mind you, the Eagles have great numbers too. I'm going to give you those numbers. They came out flat as shit against Kansas City, number one. Eagles, they're 6-1 straight up on short rest since 2021. Yeah. And the Bills, let's be honest, they're 1-3 straight up in ATS. What the fuck's
Are they on long rest? No, they played 4 o'clock.
They're on long rest.
So they're on regular rest.
Yeah, maybe regular. So maybe that number's a bit faulted. No, but it's a lot of the reasons you already gave. And here's the problem. Like, the Eagles have not looked good lately. They've been playing a lot of close football. Dallas is a prime example. Kansas City is a prime example. And I think a lot of people, and especially a lot of the sports media, has been like really focused on this Buffalo Bills team being like, they got to play a lot of close teams. They just lost Monday night against the Broncos. What the fuck are they going to do against the Jets? And I was like, well, wait a minute. Like, the Broncos were like, they were coming in hot. Like, that was a game that like anybody could have won, anybody could have lost. And let's be honest, the Broncos probably should have lost. But you look at this Eagles team and it's like nobody's saying anything because the Eagles keep winning. And as you say, what's the greatest cure to bad football? Winning a game. The Eagles have been winning a lot of really bad football. And I just think this is the flat spot. They literally might have given everything. Jalen Hurts, how long has he been waiting for that Kansas City game? And the week after, you're getting...
And Sirianni, what a clown. Oh, you're not talking shit now. Bro, you won a regular season football. You know how many times the Bills beat the Chiefs in the regular season? I'm still waiting for us to beat the Chiefs in the playoffs. You see what I'm saying here?
Yeah, no,
that was a joke. What a clown. Sorry.
Yeah, I don't get I don't get this shit. And again, like AFC, they've been really good on the non-conference road spot. They're 8-9 straight up, a 9-8 ATS. So Bills plus the points just seems like the logical play when, you know, all things considered. I don't know. Like,
and on that basis, I like the over.
I'm not blindly taking the Eagles.
I like the over too here because I think this Eagles defense, you could make some hay against them through the air. So I could see. I mean, I think if you like the Bills, they're gonna need to score. They're not gonna win a 17-14 game. So I like the over. You know, the Bills defense, they're banged up. They've been banged up all year. They're gonna be banged up all year. So I definitely think this is an over game. But yeah,
it's a high number, but it's a high number. But I'm with you. I mean, I just think that the Eagles, the only way they beat this Bills team is they're gonna have to outscore them. Their defense has been giving up too much, and I think Josh Allen's gonna be able to fucking make the plays, especially to guys like Khalil Shakir and Stephon Diggs. I'm expecting Diggs to have a really big game. I'm expecting the Bills to focus a lot on A.J. Brown, but guys like Devonta Smith, guys like DeAndre Swift, they're going to have the bigger games compared to fucking Brown.
Rasul Douglas better buckle up his chin strap because he's got A.J. Brown this week. That is the only thing that scares me about this game. We have no answers for this Eagles receiving core, so we need to hope. And again, I could see Jalen Hurts coming out a little flat. We're going to need that to win because I don't like the matchups. I don't really like any of the matchups on the defensive side of the ball, but I do think we could score. So you're going to give me points. Let's go with the Bills, baby. Let's go, Buffalo.
Let's go, Buffalo.
Let's go.
All right. Sunday Night Football, 8:30 o'clock Eastern time. We got the Baltimore hometown Ravens. Laying 3 on the road, -164. Going up against the fucking Chargers. I don't even want to give the number. This team is so disgusting. I really don't.
This could be the Brandon Staley. This could be it for him. I have a feeling this is going to be the game.
All right, here. No, let me give the numbers and I'll just let you go. Because if you're not ready, I'm ready. Chargers +138, over under 48.5. Tied with the rest of the week. You know me. You know I'm about to cuss Brandon Staley out. I fucking hate this guy. I fucking can't stand the fact that he's still a head coach. This guy's a fucking loser. He's so pathetic. And in the press conference, by the way, I don't know if you saw the last press conference. It was a bit I was thinking about doing. Threw his whole team under the bus. Didn't take any accountability and just yelled at the fucking press conference team and was like, I'm still calling the defense. So stop asking me if I'm making the play calls. Well, motherfucker, you're a loser. You're 4-6. You fucking suck.
Yeah.
Go ahead. What's your handicap?
So, couple concerns about the game. Ravens, 4 straight losses as a favorite following a division win. Not what you want. Chargers, 4 straight covers as underdogs after a road loss. I don't care. I don't care. This is Brandon Staley. I think this is going to be the end for him, this game. I have a feeling this is going to be the end for Brandon Staley. This Chargers team, their defense struggles. I don't know how they're going to stop the Ravens offense. And it doesn't even matter because if anything, my handicap is more. We've seen this Chargers offense. They can't run the ball. They've struggled. I mean, they lost to the Packers. They lost to the Packers, bro. I mean, and now you're going to play the Ravens. It's going to be basically a 50-50 crowd. And I don't see the Chargers scoring all that much. I could see this Ravens defense sacking Herbert 5 times and, 2 picks. Like, the Chargers are losers. They're going to lose again, and Brandon Staley should be fired after this game. And he might actually be. I have a feeling. I mean, bro, let's call it what it is. The Chargers, last place in their division. That's who they are. That's it. That's who they are. A last place team.
The Raiders with a backup coach. And backup it's actually disrespectful. The Raiders with the interim coach is better than Brandon Staley as a head coach.
Bro, the Raiders covered when Aiden O'Connell played the first time around.
Yep.
My dumbass hedged, and the Raiders covered that game. How stupid was that?
You know what? Here's my handicap. Are you ready, kids? Do you want to bet on primetime Lamar Jackson, who I've told you time and time again is really good, with a Super Bowl winning head coach in John Harbaugh? Or how about this? Let's say Brandon Staley's bitch ass, who wants to blame his fucking players. And then rather than his fucking own shitty coaching defense bullshit, wants to go to the press and just say, yeah, I'm calling the plays, so stop asking me. Stop bugging me with these questions. Hey, dickhead, let's take a minute and ask ourselves, if the reporters are asking you about your role as the team's defensive play caller, let's take the fucking hint. Maybe you're not that good. Maybe you fucking suck. How about
you win a game? How about you? No, honestly, Brandon Staley, he went 7-10 on Madden in rookie. Like, he went 7-10 in Madden. Like,
Rex Ryan, ex-NFL coach, been removed from the NFL for years, said you are no better than a Division III head coach, and literally said his wife could coach a team better than you.
Honestly, say what you will about Rex Ryan. He was the last. Like, you know how much respect you have to put on Rex Ryan's name? He was the last Jets head coach in like fucking 20 years to be any good. He got the Jets to the playoffs, folks. Let that fucking shit sink in.
No, let this sink in. The Ravens defense is top 5 in the AFC at the very least. At the very least, top 5 AFC.
Yeah.
I would argue top 5 NFL.
I think they're at least top 10 in scoring.
Sure. Fine. You go up against one of the league's worst defenses in the rankings. You gave up 3 touchdowns to Jordan Love. He had his best
quarterback to have 300 in like 3 years.
Take the hint, Brandon Staley. You fucking suck. You are a loser. You have the worst goddamn defense in the AFC. You maybe have the worst defense in the AFC. But goddamn, by the way, this line, it jumped from 4 to 3. This was a 4-point swing on the look ahead. It went to 3. Are people fucking retarded? Like, really? Are you dumb?
Letdown spot for the Ravens.
No. What letdown?
I don't know. I don't mind. They basically played nobody last week. They beat Cincinnati by 50 with a backup quarterback. They should be.
Oh, I'm sorry. Hold up. Sorry. Ravens don't have Mark Andrews. Okay, they have Isaiah Likely. He does the same shit.
I mean, they also have Gus Edwards. Like, do we trust the Chargers to stop the run at all?
No, I don't. That's the thing with the Ravens. It's like, oh, well, they lost this player. Oh, great. They have like 5 others with like another bullshit name that they're ready to go with. They'll fucking kill him. Ravens, all the. If I didn't already give out my best bet, this would be it. If you couldn't fucking tell. The Chargers are horrible.
Couldn't even be a fade of the week because the Chargers are at like rock bottom right now.
Yeah, I can't even fade it. It's like Ravens -3. Like, that's a mortgage bet, in all honesty. Like, what the fuck are we doing? What are we doing?
God, the way
Like,
it's going,
really?
could it get to like 2.5? Are we gonna get 2.5 by like 8 o'clock?
Honestly, if you have 106, I'm not even fucking counting units. If you have $164,000, go get yourself an easy 100,000 and bet the money line. Like, what are we doing? Like, this is ridiculous. Really? You want to bet on this dickhead? Or do you want to bet on a guy who's won a Super Bowl? Made Lamar Jackson look really good. Like, has a winning record. Like, really? Like, come the fuck on. Like, this shit's a joke. Like, give me the Ravens.
Especially in prime time, too. Like, the Ravens are going to be motivated for this game. Like, there's not even... I can't see any way why the Chargers are... I mean, other than those 2 sort of quirky stats I gave, like, otherwise, for the most part, like, there's nothing to be excited about with this Chargers team, like, at all.
No, none. 0. Pathetic. They're losers. All right. I'm done. I've said everything I had to say. I think I'm done being... I'm done being angry about it. We'll see you next week. All right. Monday Night Football, the Chicago Bears are catching 3 on the road. They're plus 132 road dogs. Going up against the Minnesota Vikings in the Space Dome with the Pastronaut, Joshua Dobbs, at quarterback. Minus 158 for the Vikings, over under 43.5. Yeah, I literally have 0 handicap for this because I didn't really fucking care what the line was. I didn't care what the money line. It's Josh Dobbs or nothing. Like, what? Like, really? Like, all of a sudden the Vikings, like, I don't know. Like, to me, it was like the Vikings kept it close with Denver, but they lost. Oh, well, the Bears kept it close with Detroit. Like, we should make this a 3. This is a Kirk Cousins line. And I would say somebody can make the argument, if they haven't already, that Joshua Dobbs is better than Kirk Cousins right now. Like, what are we doing, guys? Like, this is Josh Dobbs all day. Like, really? Like, Monday Night Football, home team 6-4 straight up in ATS. I know last week it fucking bit us in the ass, but that was a fucking weird Super Bowl rematch, like, quirky type situation. Like,
he should have won, too.
Oh, how about a division road dog, Jason? Sure, I'll give you those numbers. 2-13 straight up, 3-12 ATS since week 6. Yeah, no, give me the Vikings. Joshua Dobbs, I don't, and give me the under too. Like, fuck it. What the fuck are the Bears gonna do? Like, really?
Yeah. Oh,
like,
by
this
the
is
way,
gonna be a good.
You'll probably remember my stats from last week. It's now 12 straight division losses for the Chicago Bears. It's gonna be 13 Monday night. I haven't given out my best bet yet.
Oh, you asshole!
Best bet, Minnesota Vikings. Like, bro, the Bears game last week, that was the Justin Fields return game. That was the show up and have a good game. Like, Minnesota's defense is playing good football. They lost a very tough game on the road last week to Denver. They're still playing good football. And the Bears, I mean, no offense, like, Jared Goff turned the ball over 4 times and you still lost. Like, Josh Dobbs, I don't think he's going to do that. So, like, you haven't won. Oh, go ahead.
Denver's defense. Look at what they did. What is the Bears defense going to do?
I mean, they gave up like
How
390 yards to Jared Goff, even though he turned the ball. Like, there's no side that makes me excited about the Bears here. They haven't
none.
won 12
Zero.
straight against the division. Justin Fields, what's his record? Like the money pit that is Justin Fields.
What's his ATS record now? Like 6, and I'm a fucking loser, and I still can't hit
almost
shit.
blew the cover last week, so he's probably like 7 and like 25 now. ATS.
Yeah, but straight up, it's even worse. Like,
it's like betting Mac Jones. It's like, want to bet Mac Jones? Like, the guy literally hasn't won anything. It's just a money pit. Justin Fields is like a money pit. And now, let me bet him as a 3-point dog. That's exciting.
Not 13, not 10, just 3.
Imagine this, right? You could get the Bills as a 3-point favorite against the Eagles. You could get Chicago as a 3-point underdog against like Minnesota. You could basically, like, who would you rather have? The Bills as a dog against the Eagles or the Bears as a dog against Minnesota?
Bill, I mean, come on. Like
it's
even
not
every
even
dummy.
like the Bears should be like, 6 at the least, 7.
I would argue 5. I mean, if we really want to be cute here for a minute.
I mean, the Bears played their best game of the year last week. They got every single break in that game. 4 turnovers. Justin Fields played his best game ever, even though he didn't play that well.
And they still fucked me on the 4.5.
They still fucking lost by 5. Like,
and it was only going to be 3, but then they gave up a safety at the fucking end of the game. Like, I mean, what?
That's
like
the Bears. That's the Bears. That's what they do.
That's the Bears. Yeah, no, this is the Vikings. It's a Vikings or nothing play. This is a Josh Dobbs Monday night. I'm the future of the Minnesota Vikings play. I don't care that Chicago has been decent in primetime in covering. I don't care that the last time it was Monday night, Justin Fields won against the Patriots. I don't care. It's Vikings or nothing here. It's a joke.
Yep.
It's literally
over for me too, by the way. Deadbolt over team. The Bears.
Yeah. I had under, but I'm changing it because the more I think about it, it's like Joshua Dobbs is going to have to get 24 to win. It's not like he can rely on this defense, and I can see Justin Fields performing enough,
This reminds me a lot of the game. I forgot who it was. Wasn't there a game, Vikings-Bears, and you bet the Bears in primetime, and the Vikings won by 25?
No, it was it wasn't the Bears. It was a whole different game.
Oh, I thought it was the Bears. I remember betting against the Bears in primetime and when winning one. I don't remember now.
No, it was a different game, but that's okay. But no, that's it. We made it through the 12. Yeah, we somehow survived. All right, Money Mansmann, for your Sunday games, give us your best bets for what's left.
Right. So best bet, Minnesota Vikings, Monday Night Football. Fade of the week, Denver Broncos against the Brownies at either 1.5 or 2.5. Dog of the week, Houston Texans. My over of the week is Rams Cardinals, over 44.5. And then my under of the week, not popular with you, but Saints Falcons.
That's true. All right. So I'll just start off strong. Dog of the week. Give me the Buffalo Bills plus 142 on the money line. I only have 3 best bets left. It's my over and my under of the week. So over of the week, we're going over 36.5 with the Carolina Panthers and Tennessee Titans. Under of the week, it's under 34 with the New England Patriots and the New York Giants. And to give you a recap, my fade of the week, fade the Dallas Cowboys. It didn't fucking pay off. Cowboys still covered. That was a loss. My best bet, the Miami Dolphins -9.5 did win, did cover, wasn't even fucking close.
So.
Monty Mansmann, I'll see you here Sunday.
Yeah.
Any final words for the people?
No, just hope everyone had a wonderful Thanksgiving. Happy Black Friday. Getting close to the end of the football season, so if you haven't already, as we always say, make that motherfucking money, and everybody stay safe. It's crazy out there, so happy holiday season officially, and go Bills.
All right, let's go Broncos and go make your motherfucking money. And as always, we're always thankful for the DGents. We're thankful for all our viewers. We're thankful for all our listeners. And hopefully we all fucking come out profitable at the end of the week. I'm Steve, Big Bucks Beta.
Money Mansman.
Signing off.